Welcome to Mariocarp. Today I'm gonna catch a European carp. I'm gonna cut a little fillet off of him and put it in a frying pan with a little bit of margarine. Ha 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 ha! Mamma mia! A catch and a cook of the carp. Let's go! Ha 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 ha! Rightio folks, this is Lake Moodamere, just down the road from Rutherglen, about 5 minutes west of Rutherglen. It's predominantly a carp fishery. Now I've got 2 rods in at the moment, both baited up with worms, using a paternoster rig. This rod here is just cast out to the left a bit, this rod here is just cast out to the right a little bit, in the hope that I can catch a carp. Now the future is looking quite good for Lake Moodamere. We catch the occasional redfin here in amongst all the carp. But in recent years, Victorian fisheries have been stocking Lake Moodamere with golden perch, and the odd one turns up from time to time. They've also recently started stocking it with catfish, and until last week I hadn't heard any reports of catfish being caught here, but last week a local fellow by the name of Aaron Parker shared a photo on the Fishbrain app of a magnificent catfish that he caught down here and released, which is really good to see. Hopefully this fish stocking continues, and in years to come Lake Moodamere becomes more well known as a golden perch and catfish fishery or native fishery and less of a carp fishery. But right now we're just at the beginning of that transition period where we still have stacks of carp in here. Hopefully some native fish will clear them up. Caught a carp, and it's going to be too small to cook. I can't catch it and cook a carp that big. Surely not. Hang on, I've got a nibble on this other rod here while I'm doing this. Welcome to Mario, Minnow. How did I know this was going to happen? I knew it. I thought to myself, it's all I said a minute ago. I've come to make a catch and cook carp video. I'll probably catch the smallest carp I've ever caught, and I won't even be able to cook it, and that's just what's happened. Oh well, I'll discard of this fish, and then I'll see if I can catch a bigger one. Oh, hi Lake Moodamere. Can I please have one upsized carp combo? Righto folks, you wouldn't read about it. I've just caught a carp on this rod here while I was talking to my dad on my phone. I thought I was filming and I wasn't, so I didn't get it on action, but here's the fish. Look at that. That doesn't look very good, does it? It's not much bigger than the last one, and it's got no head. What happened, I thought, it's not what I envisioned for my catch and cook, but I'm not getting any big ones, so I went to break its neck to kill the fish like I do with any fish that I'm going to catch. But being such a small fish, I broke its neck back and pulled the whole head off, but that's okay. I'm going to put it in the esky under a bit of ice. I'm going to hope to catch a bigger fish, and if I don't, this is going to be my catch and cook carp. Disappointed that I didn't get the fight. You should have seen it. It almost pulled me into the lake. Yep. Shit. I've got to go. I've got another fish on here. He's bloody tiny. The bloody lake's teeming with little carp 4 inches long. Once I release this carp virus in here, they'll be bloody... Oh shit, you know what? It's probably 4 inches long. Yeah. Alright. Right, then I'll catch up with you. Right, bye. Look at that. I've caught 3 fish and I was on the phone for 2 of them. Look at the size of that tiny little carp. This lake... Lake Moodamere is teeming with small carp at the moment. There are heaps of them in here. There's a bite. Got him. Another little weeny carp. Unless I wasn't on the phone this time. Oh my God, how many of these things are in this lake? I caught that on recycled worms. The same worms that I caught the last one on, but at least this time I wasn't on the phone. Wow, Lake Mutamere, baby carp central. Rightio, I've missed the hook up here with this one. The only problem with these HD VCS glasses, they take a little bit long to get going. They're a little bit slow off the mark. So am I. Another Mutamere midget mud marlin. Rightio, it's time for the cooking part. How cool is this table? My old man bought me this table last year, back in November. It's a ripper. Oh, my barbecue's upside down. I've just got one of these little portable stoves, filthy dirty, but that doesn't matter. I don't cook on this bit, I cook on the frying pan and that bit's clean. First thing I want to do is put a stick under here to try and make that a bit more elevated. What about this one? Yeah, that's good. It's nice and square. Now, when I filmed my introduction, I envisioned catching a couple of great big carp and whipping a fillet off the side. But the biggest one I got is about that long, so I'm going to have to cook it whole. Righty-o, how sharp is this knife? Not very, but it should be sharp enough to kill, to gut this little carp. Look at the size of it. I feel guilty even cooking something so small. I can't say that I've gutted too many carp in my time. Got a few people lately asking me, particularly from overseas, isn't it a waste? Can't you just cook them and eat them? The honest truth is they stink. They are horrible. They're different over here to what they are in their home country. Over there they're probably cleaner, I don't know. I have eaten carp in the past and it was horrible. In fact, even just gutting this one now, it smells horrible. There it is. Gutted, beheaded, ready to go. I'll give my knife a bit of a wash. Beautiful. Alrighty, carp me up. Would you like some carp with your margarine, Robbie? Keep my eye on my rods the whole time here. I suppose you could say this carp is not very big, but he's pan size. Literally pan size, and it's only a small pan. Rightio folks, I have to be 100% honest and tell you that this smells absolutely woeful. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you didn't even give it a proper try. It smells absolutely terrible. I'm going to turn it off now. I think it's pretty much done. Alright. Next time around I might have to skin it before I eat it. This is the part here that's less likely to have, my phone's ringing now, I'll put that down there out of the way. This is the part here that's going to have the least amount of bones. So, I'm going to peel a bit off the back. I'll get this bit off here. Let's see how this bit tastes. Rightio. Here we go. Well, now that was too bony, so let's try this bit here. The rib cage will be there, so I'll just try and pull this bit back away from the rib cage. This bit should be not too bad with bones. Well, let's try again. Hopefully this time I've got a bit without too many bones. Bone central. I'm bone free now. Probably not as bad as you'd think. It's not great. It's actually a little bit bland. There's not a lot of flavour to it. That bit was quite a good bit. It didn't have hardly any bones. They had one big bone. Yeah, not too bad. Try another piece. Alright, you can see the rib cage there. I took that last bit off the back here. It was alright. Up the top there was more bones than I expected though. Rightio, this bit's from a little bit lower down the fish. This is from around the rib cage. Hopefully I've managed to get the bones out. I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. I had a little bit of skin in that bit, and the skin, I think a lot of the carpy smell and the carpy taste is coming from the skin and not so much the flesh. Hang on, I'll have another bit. Now see, you can see here on the rib cage, all these ribs are missing. They're all in there. That bit's going to be very, very bony. Down here might be alright. Righto. This will probably be my last piece. Got a few bones again. That bit's not very nice at all. Yuck. Pepsi Max will do. Ah, yeah. That last little bit wasn't great. I think I got a few bones, a bit of skin. Now, the conclusion. Just stop my eyes from watering for a moment. Mamma mia! Oh, this was quite a nice European carp. No, it wasn't really. It tasted like a shit. The conclusion is carp is edible. This was only a very small fish. Of course, the day you go to film a catch and carp video, you only catch little fish and no big ones. The flesh itself wasn't too bad. It was very bony. It was very hard to get meat. that wasn't around the bones. Perhaps a bigger fish, that would be quite a lot easier, and I might try this again one day with a larger fish if I can build up the confidence. But the meat was okay if you didn't get any skin. The skin was horrible. The skin gives it that really carpy taste. The scales, which is what I got a mouthful of in that last bit that made me cough and splatter, the scales are just gross. There's no other way around it. If you're gonna cook a carp, I highly recommend don't cook a little one like I just did. Catch a bigger one. I suggest you whip a fillet off so that you can get a fillet without any bones in it and skin that fillet, because you don't want the skin. So in other words, the flesh itself from this carp was okay. It wasn't too bad, and I think with a bit of salt it could be manageable, but not great. It was quite dry and bland, a bit like trout. It didn't have a lot of juice and flavour like yellow belly and redfin do. But keep away from the skin. You don't want the skin in your mouth. You don't want those bloody big scales, because they are horrible. And be careful of the bones, folks. It appears to be a very bony fish. That's the conclusion. It's okay if you cut the meat away from the bones and fillet it and don't get any skin.